Been a while since the last useful attempt. I was cooking this avatar basically, and I drew it by hand. I haven't drawn for a really long time. Drew as a child. That's how long it's been. So anyway, I have about 160 hours in this game. So I beat this game at about 60 hours, and the rest of the 100 have been trying to beat it without dying. I did get this set up on because I kind of wanted to talk through all the decisions that I make and what I think of the different parts of this game as I'm doing this run. I didn't hear that. Okay, my headphone doesn't. Okay, we are back now. Okay, now they are playing. It is annoying to travel like this in the early game, but it's the fast way to go around until you get sprint. So it's been a while since my last attempt. I did it on Sunday. I got to Act 2 for the first time. First time on recording that is through the but for the first time by fighting the last judge. The last time I got to Act 2 was in a non-recorded run and it was by fighting Phantom, which is a lot easier as a fight. But last Sunday was my first time actually beating the last in at the end of Act 1, so that felt pretty great. It was a stupid way to die in an optional fight, but I got to Act 2 and I didn't fight a single boss fight, and I was trying to get all these different things, the Architect Crest, all these different tools, and Fade Down Cloak as well. So I took that fight because I wanted to get back into it, get back some confidence. I was plasmified. I was in the right place. It was the right kind of fight to be plasmified for, and I died. But I did take a lot of notes. There's no reason to go to blasted steps and do all of that, because you don't even get what I thought you got at the end of that. What I wanted is in the Memorian place, the gold spear and the bonus. And I got totally scammed by doing all of that. So I doubt I'll be taking that path into Act 2 at any point. If I bet, not if, because I will keep attempting the champions until I beat it. It feels very beatable now. Eventually. When I started playing Steel Soul mode, I just wanted to see how far I would get. And I predicted that Ghost Chorus would probably be the last boss that I can beat in Steel Soul mode. Like, yeah, you can take the path through Sister Splinter and then fight Widow, then fight Phantom, go through Thinner Road. But on that path as well. I thought it would be Widow that would be the main blocker. Basically, what I predicted was that regardless of how I played the game, Widow would be the main boss that I will not be able to beat. And uh, once that attempt happened where I made it all the way to Act 2 after beating Phantom, the game did feel a lot more close to beating. Like it did feel like I could just win Act 2. If you're trying to do the bare minimum and not take too many optional fights and just play through the game. There weren't a lot of threats beyond that point. Act 3, I still don't know if I can beat the Lost Lakes at the end of Act 3. But we'll have to see. I think there's a lot more stupid deaths still waiting to happen as I keep attempting this. But I don't think I'm going to actually get walled by anything anymore. After that attempt that went to Act 2, I wanted to see how hard it would be to go to Act 2 to Last Judge. And it has been pretty hard. I have an abysmal win rate against him. I've won once, I've died 3, maybe 4 times. It's a tough fight. When I did reach Act 2, that is when I decided that I am actually going to, at the very least, beat Act 2. And that has gotten us to this place where then I started recording my attempts. And I did want to talk through some of the thoughts that I have as I go through all this. Sometimes you might think that I'm doing something extremely stupid, like fighting Savage Beastfly very early in the run. I'll explain things like that when we come into it. Ultimately, what I want to do in this game is not beat it by going through some easy methods, going through exploits. I just want to beat it how you would if you were playing it casually. Except I do have the knowledge from my first playthrough, and that's what I've mostly been using. Like I will go to the wiki to reference certain things that I don't correctly remember. But I'm not going to be looking up how other people are playing the game. And that's kind of my point. Like I want this to be my run. And the thing is, I don't want to be afraid of anything in this game at the end of the day. When I beat it, I actually want to win. Whenever I decide to take a fight, I want the only consideration there to be what this fight actually gets me and not whether I'll be able to win this fight or not. That's kind of how I want to play this game.
That's fine.
I'll still be playing as optimally as I can. That's a mistake. It's not gonna cost us, but could have not done that. I was supposed to have put this. I buy this a lot of the time now. The only yellow tool in the early game that's fighting for a slot with it is Shard Pendant, and you really don't need Shard Pendant early into that one. Like, you get so many shards, you're going to be maxed up most of the time, even if you're just throwing away red tools willy-nilly. There's so many shards in that one, and not any usage for it besides the donation that you have to do in Bone Bottom. How many mossberries did I get? I feel a little bit more distracted talking about everything. The early game path is kind of set. There is not usually a deviation until I get sprint. A little bit of ordering might change, but most of the time when I playing this, I take the same path all the way until I get sprint. Then I make some decisions. And the thing about the magnetite root tool is that it saves you time, right? Sometimes these rosaries will go all over the place and you have to go around collect them or not collect them and do pretty good. This is the second yellow tool you get early game, and then you basically don't get anything meaningful. You can go through Worm Waves and get the cell set. It feels pretty costly to have that on in Act 1. And you really are not spamming tools enough to run out that you need the shell satchel. And if you're going through Worm Waves, then you're not getting... It would be the same as getting a tool pouch in Farseed. So it doesn't really... There's no point in equipping it at that point. You can. It's a good tool. But it only gets good when you have gone through both Farseeds and through Worm Waves and gotten the tool pouch. Then it makes a difference. Otherwise it's just a substitute. So yeah, most of this run you'll see me, at least in Act 1 with this magnetite tool. It isn't until Act 2 that you actually get and then we get Bestie Grade, so sometimes we'll still leave this on. It's very convenient to save some time and save some money. This is the only other yellow tool that should be equipping early game, is if you need the compass from Chakra. I got it on my first attempt that I never recorded because I didn't really think I would even beat the game. I just wanted to see how far I would get in this. So I got the compass, I grinded for a bunch of rosaries in the early game. I got every single map, and now I don't need it to travel through. I don't need maps until Act 2 where I have to look up something. Like for the blasted steps, I was using the wiki pretty heavily because I did not want to fight the Grazing Conchfly boss at that point because I could get a lot stronger before I had to. And I thought Woodness gave you good spears. Yeah, so this is the best grinding spot already. You can just kind of go left and kill those two guys over and over. Get all the shell shards and rosaries in. This guy is annoying. You have a lot of counter play against him though. You can break it, you can follow. He is a good sniper though. You need to know how to deal with him, otherwise he will be. This is a place where having the magnetite boots every time you have to gather those rosaries that fall down or leave them. Either or feels a little bad. There is a early, what is it called, school fragment to get as well. But I just grab it whenever it's convenient. I don't feel like I ever need it or really wanted to go against any section or any boss or any conflict. It's convenient to get those slots. It's not doing anything for you really. So this is our first skill, it's Spear. It is pretty useful even into Act 2. You mostly have Threat Storm on as much as you can, but some fights I just prefer to have Silk Spear. Like Sister Splinter and even Savage Beastfly, it might actually be better to have that Silk Spear. Because you don't want to Threat Storm close in that fight. This guy sometimes survives and sometimes doesn't, and I don't get how that is. I can make the same movements and sometimes it dies, sometimes. It's completely random. I thought he was going into this fight, so he's lucky. You'll see me sidetrack a bit to get some things. I'll mostly do it for anything that's not a shell shard. The reason you want to get tools early is because you want, first of all, you just have slots to fill. And secondly, Architect's Press requires you to have a certain number of tools. I think it's 20 something, 25. So anytime you can conveniently get a tool you want to.
Buenera.
Mandore. Oh, rala. Poro zakalo. Hello, Grenta Brena. Si, Mandore.
So we are coming up against the first boss that can actually kill you most of it, and just a tutorial fight. You really don't lose steel soul runs to her. Very easy to bind in that fight. It's very easy to. It's a very short fight. The reason this can kill your run is that every attack here deals 2 damage. So you want to be careful. You can get hit, bind, get hit, and die. The audio cues in this fight you can use to determine what is happening. It's a very easy fight. Okay. This is phase 2, you can skip it. You deal enough damage. Phase 2, there is an extra bell that falls, so you do want to be a little bit careful. I think it's in Silk Spear range, so I'm just going to hit it with one more and dead. Dead, I mean, you don't want to kill this guy. Let me beat the boss. I have lost a run to this fight. I was just being complacent and playing very badly. I got hit, I winded, I got hit by the bells, and then I think he was very low, so I went for the kill. And the thing is, once the bell beast dies, the bells don't despawn, so whatever bells are on the screen, they are going to fall. It's a pretty bad way to die, but it is a good lesson for this game. If there's a projectile on the screen and the boss dies, doesn't mean the projectile is going to disappear. I think Moonwind can kill you that way. Last Judge can kill you with his last explosion attack. I think a lot of casual players have died to that as well. This is a silk heart. It gives you it regenerates silk over time based on how many of them you have. So when I have 0 silk, it will go to 1 in a little bit. There are a total of 3, but you don't get the second one until I want to say late actually. It is a tough fight to get that. I don't think you want to take that fight. I don't remember what it's called. It's pretty claustrophobic. And I haven't fought him in Sealful mode. And third, Silk Heart is I think from beating Lace at near the end of Act 2. So you're not really getting those Silk Hearts in the next one. This is going to be the only one for a while. You really want to get this early as well. It's a craft metal. You can use it for making a bunch of tools. You have a lot of options in the early game. This is a great pickup and it's completely free. It's completely on the way. You really want to pick this. Like there's literally no reason not to. Like you don't know where it is. I like to spend this craft metal on either the Stink Shard or on the Magna Bell, depending on which way I'm going. Break this ball, but I never get the doubt behind it. You don't need it at this point. I think I got all of them. The Star Guard is through here and you don't want to fight him until you get sprint. It's much safer to go get sprint and then come back for him. I mean, Scar Guard was the first think that killed me in my casual playthrough, I think, in this game. And it was also the first enemy who killed a steel program. It was my very first attempt. I died to the Starguard. I had gone up through deep docks and gotten sprint. I just it just wasn't enough for us. So for this run, I want to take the Ring Slave, the simple piece. It's been a while since I've played this and it can get you out of risky spots. But it might be better for this run if I don't take Flint Slate and slowly grind my way through all of these fights. I'm a little bit rusty, I can die to one of these random fights. It's not even about completion. This game demands a lot. And these sort of challenges where death is permanent, you really want to make sure you can stack up as much failure as possible. And you want to be warmed up into the game, right? You don't want to just randomly get owned by something. I have done an XCOM to Iron, what is it called, Iron Man as well. It's a similar thing, and anytime I would have a play session and then I would go back, I would be so much worse and it would be such a hard time making the right decision. Sometimes I would go, I would play today, I would play perfect for 6 to 8 hours. I would come back the next day and then I would just lose the run. The first map on the first turn, basically. So this is the second gauntlet. It's really not even worth talking about. Pretty simple, you just spam your ninja attack and die. I guess you can really boil this entire game down to that, but there's a lot more depth in later fights. This I think is the last fight where you can just calmly. Yeah, these guys can snipe you while you're binding. You have to be careful when binding against these guys. They can catch you. And the game was almost trying to punish me as I said that this is not a hard gauntlet. You need to be very careful at all times. That is the thing about these games. And these challenge runs. This is why I also don't want the Flint Slate, because I actually want to be good enough at the game to go into these fights later on and have the confidence that and making these mistakes here is fine, right? I didn't die for it. If I make that mistake in a boss fight, I might have died. Especially something like Savage Beast Flyer where it deals 2 massive damage, and yeah, it can get pretty bad pretty quickly. I will do a rosary tally. How many do I have? More than enough for fractured now. So I think I'll go get that. So I could also just go get the simple thing. But as I said, I want to slowly make my way through this account so that I don't make mistakes later that will be far more punishing. This is a sprint, it allows you to move fast. Come out, dash, then you press right trigger for the first time. I'll actually go get fractured mask before anything else. I have a bad feeling about the Hunter's March one player. It has killed me once, I think. And that was an attempt where I did not get stretched on, but I got far away enough so Chakra didn't assist. It doesn't assist you if you get far enough in the game. If you get caught binding in this game, any fight can be deadly. We've got 2 frees at this point. We could have gotten a third in the marrow, which I don't like to get early on because you have to go back there anyways later on with the wall climb. You absolutely have to get back to that. With the flint beetles, maybe you won't have to go back. But it's the easiest memory locket to get in Act 1 once you have wall climb. You should always be going and getting that whenever you get the chance. Whenever you get wall climb basically and you can teleport to it. Teleport to it. So this is the Scar Guard. You don't want to go to the right of him. There's a bench close by where we got the street friend where we can just heal and come back. He deals 2 marks of damage with any attack he does. So if you take any damage twice, you should just be sprinting to the left and going to the bench. I've died to this fight twice. It's not hard, he just has a very punishing range on that jump attack. This one is fine. And once again, don't bind on this fight. You can just rest. I think he is low enough that I can do this. He has the ability to kill around, so you gotta be careful with him. Now we're in the Hunter's March. I like coming to Hunter's March after Glide normally, but since I'm a little bit skeptical I'll be able to beat the Gauntlet today this round, I'm just going to take it early and roll the dice. It's not normally that threatening, but can be. It has killed one attempt. Don't have to collect any of these. Then I'll come back. I'm going to avoid fighting this guy. I really don't want to take any damage or use any self. Into the gauntlet. I'm just going to start with the Silk Spear. We have the Silk Spear. This guy is not hard, but I find that he normally does some damage. Like, he will hit me once normally. Yeah, that He doesn't have aerial reach though, so you can just jump in a corner and he jumps in the air, but it's hard for him to attack you with that and land the hit. You normally want to focus on one enemy when there's multiple on the screen. Or use the search skill. Either way. But you do need to commit to one. Well, the gauntlet didn't kill me. Fine. I'm just gonna heal since there's a lot of silk here. Sometimes I have too many shell shards and then I don't come up here. This climb is a lot easier with glide, you don't have to do any platforming. Okay. Yeah, so this bench is a troll bench. You come here, you turn off the lever. I never found the lever during my casual playthrough, so I just came here, sat on this bench, died. Then, so Hunter's Marsh was just a tough place for me when I first played the game casually. And there is something about the experience of sitting on a bench where you rest and heal, and the game just kills you on it. I don't know how much damage it does. If you're sitting on that bench on a casual playthrough, it's probably gonna kill you.
Caspin? Yanara.
So this is the guy, he gives you fractured mask. This is once again something I never found in my casual playthrough. So I played the entirety of Act 1 and 2 I think without fractured mask. So whenever I saw screenshots of people later with that mask on their this mask on their characters, I was just confused that how are these guys in the early game and they are using the tools that I've never seen. I'll explain what it does in a second. So basically the reason why it's the best, basically the best tool in Act 1 is anything can deal 1 or 2 damage. Some attacks deal 1, some attacks deal 2, and most of the late Act 1 enemies do tend to deal 2 damage on certain attacks, and Last Judge in particular deals 2 damage on all attacks. And most of the contact damage in this game is 2 masks. So what happens is that you don't get a lot of mask shards in Act 1. You get 1 extra health in Act 1. So what happens is that you are always in range of getting 3 hit by these 2 mask attacks. So what Fractured Mask does is it gives you a free hit when you are at 1 HP. It could be it could have done 2 damage, it could have done 1 damage, it could have done 3 damage. It doesn't matter. It will save you from death. So whenever this activates, it saves you from dying. And it does tend to activate for me at some point in the game. In these runs. Maybe it's a Savage Beast fly, maybe I was just rolling on the Widow fight. Maybe Sister Splinter, I didn't take out the goddamn minions and they are being a headache. The thing is, whenever it procs, it saves your run. It's a lot of help for dealing. And it doesn't really have contest up until late Act 1 when you get Polyp Pulse. The other things. So there's no reason to ever take it off after you have those tools. And even when you get those tools, you get extra slots with memory lockers. Like we already have picked one in Hunter's Mark. So we are basically never going to take off this fracture mask. I'm going to complete this pilgrim quest here and start pendants. So we can farm them a little bit. These guys, I think I already mentioned, these are the best guys to farm early game, especially this quest. You can get all the rosaries, all the shards. You can take all the time you want as well. And this will help you afford the simple key. It will help you afford the mask shard that is sold by the what's his name? I actually don't remember his name. Whatever it is. The bench is right next to it. You don't have to do anything risky. Even if you take damage, you're not taking 5 hearts of damage while doing this. You can get some extra tools from the Forge Daughter. You can get maps if you need them, if you're newer at these runs or even casually playing the game. I did find that in my casual playthrough, I had the compass on for a lot of it. The map is pretty hard to read without it. This should be the quest, I think. 120 more. I really don't need the simple key this run, so I'm just going to go left, and this is a convenient time to get after sprint. You can come down before sprint as well, but I will bring this after sprint. There's no reason to do this before. Oh, I forgot to put the magnet back on. This is what happens. This is why I always want to have it on if I'm not grinding shell shards. It's just inconvenient. And you don't need too many shell shards in the early game. As you can see, I have basically 50%. I have a lot of the game to go through before I have to donate any shell shards. Even if I was just throwing around tools, I would still have to empty at this point. So that's one trip. We are going to do another one. And that's to get the mask shard. So you can go left through here, through here. I didn't mean to fall down, so that's a mistake. And this guy, I think you can kill him at this point. He just drops the beast. He just drops that giant shard, right? Whatever it's called. And we just discussed you don't need shards in the game. This is a mask shard though. This I do collect at some point. It is very convenient, it doesn't take a lot of time. And it's kind of necessary. Whether you're going through warm wave or not. And you can just fall down here and dash into this. And I still don't have my magnet on, so we'll have to gather these. And you get a Weaver effigy for it. The Weaver effigy, Coral Commandments, Rune Harp, and I think there's one more, Bone Scroll. Uh, these are basically stored rosaries, you can think of them as. So you can just grab them whenever you get the chance, and it's generally a good thing to do that. I can get a second craft metal and go magma bell plus sting shard. I can. I don't. This is not worth anything right now, so I don't think it's worth going for that. And I do have 120 extra rosaries in the spring, so this was. I think I'm just going to use the first memory locket on a yellow slot. I don't really need to because cards in the early game, but there's no really good red to get either. Without simple key, flint slate is the main big one. And by the time you get any other, you would already have an extra memory locket to organize. So I do think I'll just unlock a yellow slot the next time I'm resting rather than. That was a snipe. Fuck that guy. Soul fragment give you extra health. But I think that you can increase your health by a total of 10 in this game. Some of it is an actually. It's pretty useful. Especially reaching the force to fragment mark. Because that means if you are full up on silk, you can use a silk skill and you still have enough to heal. It's an important threshold. I'm just gonna heal this guy, can do nothing. You do have to. I don't want to say respect this gauntlet, but don't just sleep on it. You can die here. You can die anywhere in this game if you get caught binding. In Act 1 at least. Yeah, so the gauntlet is basically over. I have died it once here. It's not tough, you can just...
Mario. Bene Frank.
Purovara.
Da, finestra.
Rama.
Mi offende?
Sammene.
I will buy the crafting kit in this run because we are not getting the flint slate and it does nothing for flint slate, so you don't want to get the flint slate and the crafting kit. It's much better off spending that money on something else. I like the sting shard with the polyp pouch. It does good damage and it's multi-hit. And it's AoE basically. This is the lace fight. It's completely optional. There are like 3 different ways to skip this, but it's not
Tamia yan.
threatening at all basically. So I just take this fight. This is a fast fight. There are, I think, 2 types of fights in the game: fast fights and slow fights. And I'll explain them once I'm done with this. But you don't basically want to hit in this fight if you can help it. She has very readable moves and very easy to dodge attacks as well. She has two mask damage attacks though, so you do want to be a little bit careful. This is the 2 heart attack, and the counter is 2 hearts, I think. It used to be, at least. I don't know. They've patched the game a lot, and I've not gotten hit with it since I started doing peaceful mode. He should be pretty close to dead. I'll just hit her. Yeah, so just don't get caught up in the 2-hit attacks and you should be fine. This is another reason why I like doing this fight at a block this bell. And I'm just going to... You want to kill every new enemy in the game that you see once. There is a character new. She gives you a quest for which you have to kill 100 different bugs. And if you do that, then you get a 2 capacity upgrade. So it's a pretty meaningful upgrade to get. So anytime you see her, you should get one kill. Just to make steady progress on that. I didn't mean to fall down here. It's gonna be fine, but I'm gonna have to climb up. Can you get this too this quick? Let me just do a quick tip. Yeah, you can actually just get this now. It's a pretty fucking useless, but I suppose I'll take it. This is an alternate entrance into Deep Dogs. I don't know how far this goes. I'll see if I can... Yeah, this is a different way to go. I'll go... I'll try to go through for a little bit. These guys are deadly. I don't want to be here. That does 2 hearts of damage. Okay. You're safe. I haven't been here in any of my attempts. I'm a little bit scared. Deep Dogs is scary now. You know what? And I'm just gonna go out. I am done here. Blind Slate is not worth killing this one. There was an enemy here, right? Okay, I'm just gonna do some that. Do I want to continue? We continue for a little bit, I guess. And we have the help to do it. And we have a pretty safe path back. Oh, so this is all you get from this entrance. Craft meter. I mean, craft metal is good to get early. Okay, and then this is the gate. Okay. I'm just gonna kill these guys. Play it safe. Why is it not dead? Okay, man. Now it should be safe enough. Everything in the deep top basically deals 2 damage. And you can fall into the fire. It's a scary area. I should be fine until the next spot. I'm not gonna run over this. Just play it safe, play it patiently. Sometimes you want to play it fast. But if you can play fair, it is normally the best way to play. Yeah, so going back into it, I forgot since all of this is happening. I was going to explain the concept of fast and slow fight. So basically, I'll first categorize it, then I'll explain what I mean by that. Fights like Last Judge and Savage Beast Fly, and even moving to some extent, are slow fights. Fights like Lace, Video, Sister Splinter, at least these are the early game fights. These are fast fights. So as you can already see, the difference is that the enemies in the slow fight, they deal a ton of damage, and you're not dealing that much damage back to them for the damage you take. And because of that, you can't really trade your health for damage. So you want to minimize the damage you take in these fights. You want to play it slow, methodical. You want to dodge everything instead of get hit and trade damage. And what I mean by trading is you take some damage and you deal some damage back. Now fast fights, you can just do that, and that is the correct way to play them, like Widow, Sister Splinter. Like if you think you're getting hit and it's gonna deal you're gonna get hit, but it's gonna deal 1 damage, and you're getting like 3, maybe 4 hits in. That's a fine trade to take. On Savage Beast Fly, on Last Judge, if you're even dealing 3-4 hits and you take 2 damage back, that doesn't do anything for you to advance the fight. It is a very long fight, and taking that damage and dealing that little bit of extra damage does not get you closer to the end. I'm already full up on shell shards, so no more collecting anything for me besides groceries, which I collect automatically, so no more collecting anything really. Abysmal patterns on this guy. It's fine. We'll just take a little bit of it. And the reason why you want to trade in the fast fights is that if you play it slow, if you let these bosses do their moves, and some of their moves are deadlier than the others, some might be unavoidable or very difficult to dodge. So you basically end up in a case where you're not making any progress, you're just binding for health, and then you die because you weren't able to play aggressively enough. I'm just yapping at this point a little bit, but I hope this makes sense. Phantom is a good example of a fast fight, and I think in general fast fights are pretty easy. I think the slow fights in this game are much harder than the fast fights. There's so much things you can do for the fast fights. So many options you have that you don't otherwise have. If you're allowed to just take damage, and there is a lot of ways to deal damage. So we are going to get the gliding rope here, whatever it's called.
Senta
Cape.
so.
And we'll be coming up on the next boss here.
Mayon.
It is a slow fight, but it's not a challenging slow fight. You can play it any way you want to. Fourth chorus is not really a hard fight. It's called Drifter's Court.
Nesvir.
Qu'est-ce qu'on mêle? Hello, be.
Hasfine.
Senta so.
Fadastama.
Herm Torotano.
We are going to get this Mask Shard. Once again, it does nothing for us until we get the fourth Mask Shard. And still, it does not do a lot, but it's convenient to get here. And it's not challenging. There's no reason. Except to save time. Okay, that was a little bit cheap. It's fine, for us. Not a challenging fight. I have lost runs to stupid things and dumb decisions. Fourth chorus has yet to kill me. It might be this run because I've said it. You just continue doing this. Dodge every time you can. You can kind of just wait. There's no hurry. He's easy to heal on as well. He doesn't really punish you for healing. His attacks are really, really slow. If you're struggling on this fight, you can equip the Magma Bell. That is how you die in this fight. You take 2 damage from him, and then you fall into the lava, and then you take 2 more, and then you come back with 1 health, and then you try to heal, and then he kills you. That's how you die in this fight. Hasn't happened to me yet. At phase 3 of this fight, there's this Easter egg that you can go up here and you can make this fall on him, and he instantly dies. But I don't think this fight is particularly hard enough. Like, I don't care either which way. I'm beaten him both ways. It really doesn't change much. He's being really vicious with how he's deleting these platforms. I'll just heal here. I don't think I've ever seen a fourth chorus fight where there were no platforms to stand on like a few seconds ago. Okay, we should be close to killing him now. Yeah, it doesn't really change the fight in this phase after the rockstar review. If the fight was different, let me think. If phase 3 of fourth chorus was different, he did something different, I think I would feel a little more harshly about avoiding that phase with dropping the rock on him. But since the fight doesn't change you, it just takes time to do that. I don't particularly care either way. So now I think we'll go to the hardest fight at this point in the game, which absolutely does not reward you for taking it at all at this point in the game. It's Savage Beast Flag. The reward you get for this fight is the Beast Crest, which you're never going to equip because you want the Fracture Mask. I don't like to go through these dogs for this fight. I just like to have the glide already when I go to Hunter's March for the first time. This is unnecessary backtracking. But it's fine. If Savage Beast fight kills me, he kills me. It kills me. So let's look here and farm some stuff. I don't want to farm stuff in Hunter's March. I can make this, no? Just go up through here. God damn it. Fine, we'll farm some self on our way up. Just avoid this guy. Once again, I don't want to take any accidental damage. So this is the Savage Beast Fly. I have gotten good enough at platforming to make it up most of the time without taking damage. See if that holds up. Seems like it will. Even if you take damage, there are 3 enemies you can use. You have to kill, I think, before heading into Savage Beast. It's these guys. This leaves 2 masks of damage, by the way, so you never want to get caught up in that. I can die here. About this fight, right? It's a pretty difficult fight and it gives you nothing basically for Act 1. And you can postpone it by a lot. It's completely optional. You can have like 3 pale oil upgrades. At least 2 pale oil upgrades by the time you get here, maybe 3. You can have Thread Storm, you can have a bunch of tools. The reason why I want to take this fight at this point in most of my runs is because it is placed in the game at this point in early Act 1, first of all. Second, it does make progress towards the Vesty Crest. I think beating this fight is the only way to get the yellow Vesty Crest to slot. Otherwise, you won't have enough slots to get that. And if I have, and I want to go into the last judge fight or the phantom fight, Sinner's Road with the 3 yellow tools. So I don't want to fight Savage Beastfly in Act 1 only, and it is a run killer, so I want to fight it as soon as I can. Threadstorm will make this fight a lot better, but that means I have to do additional backtracking. This time I backtracked, so it does make sense to come here after Threadstorm. If I was not backtracking, then I would have just beaten the 4th chorus and then done the entirety of Hunter's March, including this. So that's why I like to kill the Savage Beast fight. And this is a slow fight. You just need to take your time, get your hits in, and when it spawns its minions, you want to kill the problematic minions. You can leave the non-problematic minions on screen as long as you can. And you want to leave them because then it can't spawn more. At least I think it can't. I might be wrong on that. So yeah, and that's why it's a slow fight. I can easily heal here and I want to... Okay, that's bad. I want to be careful here. And this is one of the more problematic enemies. The claw guys really don't do much. But this guy can get in the way. By claw I meant these guys, but they also die pretty easily. I'll heal here. God damn it. Okay, he's not allowing me to heal. I should have plenty of self to get some heals here. This is the problematic enemy we were talking about. I hate this guy. He limits the arena so much. And he is a problem. I will spend red tools and silk just to kill him. Okay. That was close. We still have the fractured milestone. Okay, I'm playing very poorly now. Okay, that was a bad way to lose. God damn it, I got... That's why this fight is hard. I was also playing very poorly. I think it's just the rust. One more attempt to sabotage.